Happy Mother's Day, everyone. That's what our post is going to be about today. First, I want to wish everybody an amazing Mother's Day. All you fantastic moms that I work with, I can't tell you how much I honor you and respect you and have no idea how you do everything that you do. I'm very appreciative and honored to know all of you, and I look up to you. Being a mom takes a lot out of a woman, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I think mothers are probably the strongest people I know. And if I look back at my mom, she's definitely is one of those women. That being said, I think we need some tools in our toolbox, and that's what I want to share with all of you today. Just a few things to help our lives. One is women, two for all of you who are moms, to be able to handle all the stresses that having children does play and families, etc., in our lives. So the number one thing, sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. I know most of you don't get enough of it, and I know most of you struggle with it. And I'm going to give you a few tips to help you out with that. First thing, one thing you can do before you go to bed is have more of a higher density carbohydrate. You could either have some sweet potatoes with your meal, always try to couple it off with a good protein and a fat, or you could have a little bit of quinoa, or you could have a little bit of fruit. The problem is the sugar in fruit may keep you a little bit more wired, but the carbohydrate will tend to release some serotonin in your brain, calm you down, and give you a better sleep. So that's the number one thing you could do to help improve your sleep. The second thing you can do if you're somebody who works out in the evening and you feel super wired when you get home is you could put some mineral salts in your water. That really helps as well to calm the body down and help you to have better sleep. Third thing for sleep, turn off your computers. Don't bring your iPads, computers. If you need to bring your phone into your bedroom, I get it, bring it in, but have a cutoff time. And that cutoff time should be consistent every night. So by 10 o'clock, the phone goes on vibrate and it's down. There's no lights, there's nothing that's keeping you awake and stimulating your brain. I'm sure by this point you all have heard about how our brain associates the lights in the computers and in the iPads with sunlight. So just like we're supposed to go to sleep when the sun goes down, our brain is being told now that because we still have light, in other words, it's being simulated from our computer and iPads, like I just said, stay awake. So that's creating a confusion in our brain. And so it's not allowing the brain to know it's nighttime. So turn those things off, make it a little rule. If you need that downtime, do it before you go into bed. A lot of people sit in their bed and they're playing their games and everything like that. It's probably the worst thing you can do for your sleep and your love life. Just get rid of all those computers and gadgets in your bedroom. They're not meant to be in your bedroom. Keep it for the living room, keep it for somewhere else. And the fourth thing that you can do, which makes it really easy for sleep, is keep a very dark bedroom. Make sure all the lights are closed. Make sure your curtains or your blinds are really, really dark. And for those of you who even find that's not dark enough, you can get one of those cute little masks to sleep with. One of my girlfriends does, and it's adorable, I have to say. And you can sleep with that. And a lot of people find that their sleep is so much more peaceful and calmer. And I did say that was the last thing, but the one more thing is make sure you have that schedule. In other words, every evening, if you're somebody who struggles with sleep, I'm not. I could go to sleep at 11 o'clock, I go to sleep at 9 o'clock, I go to 7 o'clock, I have a great night's sleep all the time. So schedule is not such a problem for me. But if you're somebody that struggles with sleep, your body is going to need a little bit of a consistent schedule. And so you have to train it. So just like you put your child to bed, and your child's sleep is important, you know that because the next day they're cranky and crazy, etc., etc., and you may feel that after not such a great night's sleep. You need that as well. So bedtime, try to hit the sack before 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock should be the cut off time. If you're a mom, that means you usually have children that are going to school the next morning and you're up before them. So 11 latest to bed, and you wake up the same time. So make sure you have the schedule for wake up time and going to sleep time. Usually within 2 weeks of keeping a regular schedule, you'll find that boom, you know exactly when you're tired and you fall asleep. So if you're somebody who at around 7 or 8 gets really, really tired, try to keep things going, try to keep things moving. Don't lay on your couch at that point because that's going to throw your sleep schedule off. Okay, that's a fantastic way to help reduce stress for moms and also to give you that energy that you need the next day, that mood, that happy mood. Sleep is very, very important. Sleep. Second thing, food. Food. Moms, I know you want to feed your children first. And every mom's like, I have no time for breakfast. I'm like, well, do you feed your children? Yes, of course. They don't go to school without breakfast. Well, then if you can feed them and you're boiling a few eggs for them or making them some eggs, you can crack an extra 2 eggs for you and you can actually sit down for 5 minutes with them. So there are many benefits to having breakfast with your children besides the emotional connection, besides the actual calmness you bring to the family. There is a fantastic benefit for yourself in the way of fat loss and getting your metabolic rate and your metabolism going and making sure that your hormones are in a good place to start off the day. So starting off the day with a good quality protein, which would, for me, fantastic is a couple of eggs and a good quality fat. Choose some nuts, almonds, walnuts, pine nuts, or some avocado. Avocado is fantastic combination with eggs. Fantastic, fantastic. I usually will cook my eggs quickly, cut up the avocado, a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper, and take a couple of cucumbers with it, and boom, I'm out the door. So really try to have that breakfast with your children. Again, it's going to give you the energy to sustain yourself throughout the day with all the stuff that you have to do as moms. It's really important. And remember, you're a mom, so your children look up to you for the example. If you're not having their breakfast, guess what they're going to be doing at 16, 17, and 18? They're not going to be having breakfast. So you know what happens to you when you don't have breakfast. During the day, there's a binge, there's a muffin, there's a this, there's a that. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, why do I feel so awful? Why don't I have energy? All of those things. And why do I feel a little bit bloated, et cetera, et cetera. So take that time, have that breakfast. Have it with your family. It's great. It's a couple of minutes. Really, it should take 5 minutes. And if you don't have time to boil the eggs in the morning, you can do it the night before. That's what I do because I just don't have the time. Or I'd rather have a couple of minutes extra in my bed. Okay? So third thing, I have to say, I'm not putting this in order of importance because I think this tip is probably the most important tip. Do things you love to do. Being a mom is so amazing. But one thing I remember with my mom, when she went through a little bit of hard times through menopause, I remember going to the doctor with her and the doctor asking her, what do you like to do? And she had no idea. And I have to say, it was like such an awakening or shocker for me because I've always loved doing what I do. I always had a hobby. I always loved dancing, and that was a huge part of my life. And I couldn't imagine not having something that I have so much passion for and excitement for and on a daily basis, whether it was something I was watching, whether it be a ballet I was watching, or whether it was a dance class I was going to. There was this passion that fueled my life. And I feel blessed to have that. But I think moms really have to take a little bit of time to find out what that is. And I know you don't have time to go and dance every day. And I know you don't have time to perhaps go and watch a ballet or an opera or whatever it may be. But finding interests that really give you your own time, not only does it give you joy and pleasure and makes you happy and uplifts you, it also makes you an interesting person. I think the connection in the family is really important. Again, that mother is so much an example for your children. And I don't want to put more pressure on you because I know moms already have a ton of pressure. But again, your children will follow that example. And there's nothing like your children seeing you playing the piano or taking some time to do a little bit of whatever you like to do, whether it's you go for a run or whether you go to a fitness class or whether you do push-ups at home, whatever you find joy in. You never know, you may stimulate them to find joy in that as well, right? So it's really not the do as I say, it's do as I do. So if you want them to have joys and passions and hobbies and take time to play guitar during the middle of the day rather than play on their Game Boy, they have to see an example of somebody loving doing that. And then they go, oh my God, look how happy that person is. Look what they get out of it. Maybe I should try it. So yeah, find things that you love to do. And if you don't know, it's okay. How amazing can it be to start exploring? You can explore on YouTube. Find things. Look at somebody painting. Look at somebody. It could be creative. It could be scientific. It could be anything that you like to do. But I really think that finding that one thing, two thing, things that you find playtime with, joy in playtime for you is so important. And you can share that with your children. I'm not one of those believers that you need to absolutely have alone time. It's okay. I know a lot of moms don't necessarily want that, and they're okay with that. My sister's one of those people. She's totally okay spending many, many hours, all of her hours during the day with her children and sharing her joys with her children. But they see these are some of her joys that she's sharing. So it's not only she's sharing in their lives, in their plays, and in their soccer or whatever, but they share in the things that she enjoys. And I think that's really important. It's a nice exchange. I think husbands like it too when they see their wives finding joy and passion in something and sharing something that they really love. So if there's a list and a hierarchy and an order of importance, that would be the number one thing. Find playtime. Find playtime and find things that you love to do in that playtime. Of course, exercise. Exercise. Moms, you need to exercise. I'm sorry. I know running around after your children, it's a lot of work, but every mom says, but I never sit down. I never sit down. It doesn't matter. It's not the same thing because, again, it's focused around your children. So what I would suggest if you don't have the luxury of going to a fitness class is take 15-20 minutes, and it really can just be 15-20 minutes, and you can do some step-ups on a stool or on a chair. You can do some practice push-ups on the wall or on the floor. You can do arm raises. You can do many different things for 15 minutes, and if you want some help and you want to know what they are, you can always email me and I can send you a 15-minute little program to do at home. It would totally be my pleasure. So you can do that at home, and if you don't have the time to do it alone, do it with your children. They'll just get more exercise. They'll have more fun. I have a ton of my clients that do that. Everything I teach them, they go and they teach their children, and they're amazed at how great their children do it, actually. So it's super fun, and kids love it. It's fantastic. So whether you don't have the time to do it on your own, do it with your kids. And the last thing I would say is take some time every day to acknowledge your amazing, brilliant body that has brought these children into this world. That's the first thing I told my mom is thanks for carrying me for 9 months. Thank you for giving birth to me. You did that. You brought the children that you have into this world. You fed them. Your body did all of that. So acknowledge your body. You know, unfortunately, it's a constant criticism. It's a constant fixing of the body. My body's not good enough. Oh, this is from my child. This is from this. This is from that. And your body hears that. It internalizes it no matter what. So, you know, it may sound crazy, and all my clients who first start off with me think I'm like a kook when I say this, but take a few minutes. It takes 2 minutes to just thank your body when you're lying in bed. Thank you for doing everything that you do for me every day. Whether you have children or whether you don't, whether you're a mom or whether you're not, whether you're a man or a woman listening to this, I really think this tip is all across the board. We really need to acknowledge our body. We really need to know what it does. The more I study, and I've been doing a lot of studying lately, the more I realize how incredible this body of ours is, what it does in an instasecond, hormonally, with all the systems. It just is incredible. So take a few minutes. It's easy. You just lay in bed and you say, give yourself a little hug. you want to give yourself a little hug, give yourself a little stroke, whatever it may be, or don't. Just close your eyes, put your hands over your heart. That's what I do at the end of every class. Is I just put my hand on my heart, over my heart. I thank my body and I thank my class. So you can do that. You can lay in bed, take 2 minutes, and just thank your body for being healthy and doing everything that it does every day. So thanks so much for listening, for watching. I hope you enjoyed this blog post. We're back to a YouTube video. My sister-in-law, Caroline, happy Mother's Day. You got a day off today. I love you. Thank you for everything you do. And to my mom, I love you so much. You're amazing. You make me so happy. Thank you. And to all you moms again, I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I hope you realize how fantastic you truly, truly are. Have an amazing day. We'll see you soon.